Live from Acadiana, your local news leader, this is Paz Pa2.
All right, good Sunday morning to you. We begin once again this morning with an update on that deadly shooting in Karen Crow. Authorities arrested 21-year-old Cami LeBlanc of Karen Crow. LeBlanc is charged with first-degree murder, attempted first-degree murder, possession with intent to distribute narcotics, and illegal use of weapons. Authorities say when they responded to the Karen Crow Park on Prejean Road, they found 18-year-old Tyrell Harris dead at the scene. 18-year-old Eric Nunnery was transported to a local hospital where he is said to be remaining in critical condition. Through the help of crime cameras, the suspect was apprehended in Lafayette just 20 minutes after that crime. We spoke with the police chief in Karen Crow, and here's what he had to say.
If this would have happened an hour later, there would have been multiple kids getting off the school bus in this area, and we're just very thankful that no innocent bystanders were struck by any rounds or children hurt.
Yeah, as Chief Anderson tells us, a large amount of narcotics and weapons were also located in the victim's vehicle. 4 people and a puppy are safe this morning after an apartment fire in Scott Friday night. According to the Scott Fire Department, that fire began in a second-story apartment from an unattended candle there in the bedroom. When firefighters arrived, they found one person outside suffering from burns. Firefighters went inside the burning apartment, located a puppy, and brought it to safety. An investigation revealed 3 other people were able to safely get out of that burning apartment. One person who sustained burns is expected to make a full recovery, thankfully. The only casualty was a pet bird. Let's go to Abbeville, where a mother and daughter want to bring awareness to why people are afraid to speak out in their community when crime happens. This comes after a woman was jumped by 2 other women with their child in her arms. That's after they accused her of speaking with police about a shooting. Here's some more details for you. That shooting took place September 30th at the Live Oak Manor apartment complex there. Police say 3 men and a juvenile were arrested. News 10's Rodrika Taylor explains it more.
It was a shooting near the Live Oak Manor apartments in late September that left a mother worried about her son's whereabouts, who was in the park when it happened. Unfortunately for the mother, she says it led to her getting jumped because 2 women thought she spoke with police.
He was coming from the park where he was shooting at. If it had been a minute earlier, him and their child would have got shot.
Alexis Bryan says her 9-year-old son was not injured the day of the shooting, but when she was walking back home to her apartment, that is when matters turned bad.
When I got back, I seen the girl approaching me, and then when she approached me, she started saying that I wrote a statement and pressed charges on her boyfriend. And I was telling her that I didn't do that.
Alexis says the woman was blocking her door, preventing her to go inside her house, and then another woman came and started attacking her. Maxine Bryan, the mother of Alexis, says her 3-year-old grandson could have been hurt.
You swinging, you don't know where you swinging, you know, and then she kicking on my daughter in the face and everything.
I didn't call the police, and I don't get involved with stuff like that because this was this what happens to people for no reason. So I don't really get involved with it. I would just like to get justice for my situation, but people should speak up and, say what's going on or something, if somebody get hurt or anything.
I was told charges were pressed against the women involved, and they have a court date scheduled for November 29th for simple battery. In Abbeville, Rodrika Taylor, KLFY News 10.
Then in Lafayette, a man arrested for child porn and sexual abuse of an animal. Authorities say 39-year-old Stuart Michael Brown of Broussard was arrested Wednesday and charged with pornography involving a juvenile and sexual abuse of an animal. Brown is also a registered sex offender, arrested in 2016 for indecent behavior with juveniles. The arrest was the result of a joint investigation with the Louisiana Bureau of Investigation, the Lafayette Parish Sheriff's Office, the Broussard Police Department, Homeland Security, and the FBI. Now, let's talk elections. There's a runoff between Nancy Landry and Gwen Collins Greenup for the Louisiana Secretary of State seat. Yesterday, we introduced Collins Greenup. Now, News 10's Jasmine Dean is bringing us Nancy Landry and why she believes she's the one for this job.
In a historic runoff, an election for Louisiana's Secretary of State, candidate Nancy Landry is running to become Louisiana's first female elected Secretary of State. She says the support she is receiving is great because people are making it known they value experience.
It's been well received everywhere we've been because people want somebody with experience conducting our elections in Louisiana.
Nancy Landry says she wants to be elected as Louisiana's next Secretary of State because she wants to use her experience to improve Louisiana's election process. She says serving as the first Assistant Secretary of State to the current Secretary is one of the many qualifications she has for the job.
We just can't afford to have somebody who needs on-the-job training. And I'll be ready from day one. I've been doing this for 4 years, so I'm ready.
Landry says serving as the first assistant has allowed her to see the day-to-day operations of what the Secretary of State position consists of.
So I compare it to a chief operating officer in the private sector, so I'm familiar with every aspect of the Department of State and its nearly 500 employees. And that gives me the experience necessary to launch right into the 2024 presidential election and to hit the ground running from day one.
She says she wants to tackle issues like implementing a new voting system, block private funding of elections, provide clean voter rolls, and secure safe elections. Landry says the current voting system needs updating, and that is one of the first things she will address if elected.
The number one priority that I have as Secretary of State is I want us to get a new voting system. Our current voting system is outdated. It's over 30 years old and it needs to be replaced.
Landry says another issue she will prioritize is cleaning up voter rolls.
I'd also like to clean up our voter rolls. So we have worked with the legislature for the past 3 years to get additional tools to clean up our voter rolls. We have some very effective tools now. We have something called the annual canvass that we do. But we've asked the legislature to give us additional tools so we can verify even more voters on our voter rolls than we do with the annual canvass.
As the only conservative running, Landry says her 3 years of experience serving as a state legislator, in addition to being a certified election registration administrator and licensed attorney, is the reason why she is confident she can be the next Secretary of State.
So I'm the only conservative candidate in the race, and I'm the only one with experience conducting a statewide election.
Election Day is November 18th, with early voting ending this Saturday, November 11th. More information can be found on our website at klfy.com. For your local election headquarters, Jasmine Dean, KLFY News 10.
In Lafayette, the second annual Rescue Fest was held yesterday to bring attention to families who have tragically lost a child. News 10's Kai Price was there. Here's a look.
The rescue group put this event on today to spread awareness about families who have tragically lost a child and to bring positivity to the community. Many families and foundations like the Garen Paul Foundation were in attendance. Katie Harris, co-founder of the rescue group, says the event gives families the opportunity to express how amazing their children were.
In the booths, they have a chance for their children's name to be said again. Because I think a lot of people have a hard time when you lose a child, and that's what these parents want. They want their children remembered.
Emma Alexander, member of the City of Lafayette Aquatics, says their booth educates people on the importance of water safety.
Up to 10 people drown a day in the U.S., and so by partnering with STM Swimming and us being here, we spread more awareness for prevention.
Reese Gilmore, founder of the rescue group, says their group doesn't only help families who lost children, but they also build forever relationships with them.
We're an organization that not only assists these families, but cultivates relationships and creates bonds. Bad things happen to good people, and if we can teach somebody through prevention, tips and tools and resources so they can better protect their children, that's what we want to do.
For people who do not know about what the Rescue Fest has to offer, Nate Morris says the organization is always open.
I would love the families to know. Families that have not come here, that may are kind of in the bushes, are still feeling a lot of the emotion that there's nothing but love here, and that there's people that in this community that want to support them, love on them, and nothing in return.
The rescue group says they look forward to putting this event on for more years to come. In Lafayette, Kai Price, KLFY News 10.
For more information on how you can contact the rescue group, visit our website. That's kilify.com. Trevor Sonye over in the Weather Center, and you're telling us it's too early to be putting away our umbrellas because rain is still in the forecast for us.
Yeah, it looks like for tomorrow and through Tuesday, we could see some heavier rainfall at that. But first, let's take a look at current conditions across the area. We're sitting in the lower 60s, 61 in Lafayette, 62 in New Iberia, 60 degrees in Baton Rouge. And we are seeing some fog out there, a 4-mile visibility being reported at Lafayette Regional Airport, New Iberia, a 4-mile visibility as well. So satellite radar shows a southwesterly flow keeping the clouds around, so very little sunshine expected for today, and we could even see some light drizzle through the day as well, very similar to yesterday, but we won't see as much as we saw yesterday, but we could see some drops of rainfall at times throughout the afternoon. Temperatures rising, but rising a little more than what we saw yesterday for sure, getting into the upper 70s. Future track shows a lot of clouds, maybe a peek at the sun if you're lucky. And then for tonight, some rainfall beginning to move in. And for tomorrow, it looks like one of those nasty days, a light to moderate rainfall through the day, especially along and south of I-10. Now, across central parts of the state, rain chances look like they have been lowering for tomorrow because it looks like the heaviest rain may actually be just offshore with this system. So mainly just a light to moderate rainfall across the area through tomorrow. Hopefully the heaviest rain stays offshore, but we don't need anything heavy because once you get rainfall that comes down too fast, that ground is like concrete and it can't soak it up. We need a slow and steady rainfall. So just because we get a ton of rainfall doesn't mean it's necessarily a good thing. We need to get a little bit at a time, and that's what we're going to see for tomorrow based on the latest model guidance. Anywhere from 1 to 3 inches showing up in our high resolution model. GFS model shows a similar setup. So pretty much every model has gone with this trend of pushing the heaviest rainfall totals down to the south, pretty much offshore, which we really don't need the flash flooding with this. So some of that heaviest rain could certainly fall into the Gulf of Mexico. We just need that slow and steady rainfall, that 1 to 4 inch rainfall total. That's, I think, what we're going to see for tomorrow and Tuesday. So it's going to help the drought situation a bit. And then drier air comes in for Wednesday and Thursday. Temperatures getting into the upper 70s for today, falling back into the lower 60s tonight and hovering in the 60s for tomorrow. Here's the upper level situation. We have a trough that's working into the area tomorrow, and that creates a surface low across the Gulf. And this low scoots off to the east for tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening, and then finally clears our area by Tuesday afternoon, and that's when rain chances will begin to lower. So 75 year high today, mostly cloudy and warm. A northeasterly breeze at 5 to 10 miles per hour. 7-day forecast has rain chances of about 70 to 80% for tomorrow. So I think a good majority of the area will get the rainfall. I never like to actually go 100%, but tomorrow may be one of those days where it's probably closer to 90 to 100%. I think most folks will see the rainfall tomorrow. 60% Tuesday, and then rain chances go down Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So the way I do rain chances, I do it based on how many people are going to see the rainfall. You say 100, that means everybody's going to get rainfall. There's always that one person that's going to say, it didn't rain at my house.
It didn't rain here.
So I never like to go 100%, but I think most of the area will get it tomorrow.
All right, we thank you for that, Trevor. And of course, no one should have to be out in the cold in the winter without a coat. That's why Calify St. Edmund's Catholic Church, Knights of Columbus, and Home Bank are teaming up once again for Coats for Acadiana. Right now, you can drop off new or gently used coats for kids and adults across Lafayette Parish at most Home Bank locations or at St. Edmund's Catholic Church. Coats will be donated to those people who need them. Distribution days will be Saturday, November 18th, and Saturday, December 16th at St. Edmund's.